How the hell does a t-shirt from 1994 end up being worth more than one from 1984? No, seriously, in vintage band tee culture, 1994 is basically the holy grail year. Here's why. 1994 was basically the last great year of single-stitch tees. If you see one line of stitching on the sleeve and hem, that usually means the shirt was made before the mid-90s. Collectors obsess over these because the cotton was softer, thinner, and lighter. Back then, shirts were still mostly USA made before manufacturers switched to faster, cheaper, double-stitch production. By the late 90s, fast fashion and mass production killed most of it. Brands prioritized speed and affordability over craftsmanship. And with some artists today, you can tell by their merch. The real reason 1994 matters is because the music culture was exploding at the time. You had bands like Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, even Metallica. Grunge had fully gone mainstream, and bands were touring at their absolute peak. These shirts were not made to become collectibles. If you missed the tour, you missed the shirt. There were no online drops, no restocks, no vintage-inspired reprints. You had one chance to buy it in a parking lot outside the venue. At this time, the merch companies were cooking. Brockham, Giant, Winterland, these weren't just random print shops. They specialized in tour merch, and the graphics were always insane. And crazy colors that somehow survived 30 years of washing. That's why collectors care about the tag almost as much as the band. And this was the era that gave us some of the most collectible grunge tees ever made. The Screaming Sun logo from Soundgarden, the Angry Chair Alice in Chains graphics, Pearl Jam tour tees that now sell for thousands, even Mother Love Bone shirts, which are insanely rare because the band's run was so short. We do have one of those t-shirts at our shop. Most people wore them until they literally fell apart, which is exactly why the surviving ones are so valuable now. Once digital printing took over in the late 90s, all the tour merch had changed. Tour shirts stopped feeling rare, designs got safer, and buying merch at the venue stopped being this once-in-a-lifetime thing. A 1984 shirt might be older, but a 1994 band tee? That's the exact moment where vintage quality, music culture, and tour merch all peaked at the same time. One little line of stitching basically marks the end of an entire era.